Hello everyone. As I said yesterday in my post-market video, everyone is expecting the bad news, so the market got it yesterday. Last night, US agency which is called Conference Board released the consumer index. Basically, it is a measure of US consumer mindset, such as are they delaying or are they purchasing a house or a car, or are they missing any credit card bills, or they are repairing the house, etc. Consumer index fell to 98.7, which was 4.5 points down from 103.2 points in May. And now it stands at its lowest level since February 2021. In February 2021, it was low due to the second wave, and now it is low due to the inflation. If it reaches 80, which it was in March-April 2020, then it shows that there will be a degrowth in the US economy in second half of the year. So that is the yesterday US bad news summary. Once this data was released, all the US stocks started to fall like deck of cards. Yesterday night, Dow Jones and S&P 500 closed approximately 1.5% to 2% down. Again, Nasdaq was the one that got hit more. It dropped around 3%. So, all those US negative reasons made the Asian market to trade lower in the morning. Except Chinese benchmark index, all others were traded at least 1% down. And finally, SGX Nifty 2 shows the gap down opening. Nifty opened gap down of 150 points and Sensex opened the gap down of 500 points. Except Sun Pharma and Dr. Reddy, all other stocks in the Sensex opened negative. The one good thing is market again behaved like yesterday. Around 12 o'clock, Asian markets all are closed negative, but our Indian market keeps on increasing. Even the European market opened negative as the inflation data in Italy was released. In Italy, the monthly year-on-year inflation increased from 8.7% to 10.2%. So, even though after all those bad market data all around the world, Indian market was constantly gaining towards the yesterday's close. I think the minor reason might be that the Indian government deregulates the sale of domestically produced crude oil, that the oil producer can sell their oil to any customer. Because of this and the Reliance news that Mukesh Ambani's son is going to take in charge of Reliance Jio, pushed the Reliance and all other oil companies as positive, which in turn increased the energy index higher. The other possible reason is maybe due to some short covering, or there is a schedule for US GDP data release that everyone don't want to keep their option position open tonight. Just for information, unlike India, US releases the GDP data 3 times for every quarter, 2 preliminary data and 1 main release data. Last 2 months, US released the preliminary data for Q1, which is around negative 1.5%. In the previous times, almost 90% preliminary data is worse than the actual data. So, if the data today is worse than negative 1.5% means, then the market will move towards negative. I don't know how much of an impact it can lead since almost everyone know about the outcome of the data. So as long as there is no major surprise like more than negative 1.5% or less than negative 1.5%, then I'm expecting the market won't react. After the negative start, both Sensex and Nifty indices recovered most of their losses since metal stocks and some energy stocks gathered buying interest. Sensex was down by 150 points or 0.28% and closed at 53,026. And Nifty was down by 51 points or 0.32% and closed at 15,799. In the broader markets, the BSE mid-cap and small-cap indices showed a mixed trend, while the mid-cap down by 0.6% and the small-cap was increased by 0.08%. Sector-wise, banks and FMCG were the major losers, while the energy and metal indices bounced back. Then, about the rupee, it hit the fresh record all-time low of $78.97 in early trade. Now, coming to the final topic, what we can expect tomorrow. As I said earlier, tonight US GDP data release that can impact on the US market tonight, which can carry to next day to our market opening. Just now, Germany month-on-month preliminary inflation data was released, which is just increased by 0.1, which is very positive. it started already to reflect on European market. Then, in terms of technical, Nifty forms the bearish hammer with bearish side-by-side white line kind of formation. Again, the formation is not accurate but close, which indicates the negative sentiment in the investor's mind. In terms of options data, significant amount of unwinding happened on both put options and call options. But we can see the resistance at 16,000 and 16,100. And in terms of support, now it drops to 15,700 from 15,800 yesterday. In 15,800, there were very little change in open interest at both call option and put option. So in ideal scenario tomorrow, the market expect to trade sideways. In terms of Bank Nifty, lot of put option unwinding was taken place today in the higher side. So the upside movement is limited and it too expect to close sideways tomorrow. Resistance at present is at 33,450 and there is no support, but some significant short straddle at 33,000 which can give some support. So that's all in this video. Hope you got some useful information from this. Please consider subscribing this channel so it will motivate me to do more. Again, the content in this video is all my opinion. Please don't make any investment decision based on this as I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. I'm doing it for my and viewers' educational purpose only. Thanks for watching.